Hello and welcome. I'm at the New York International Auto Show, 2025 Auto Show. This is next to the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This is the Rolls-Royce SUV. There's about stickers about $475,000. This has a V12 twin turbo engine, making about 553 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. Forgive me if I get those numbers wrong. I will correct them in post if I get them wrong, but it is absolutely massive. I am going to talk about it, explore all the luxury features. Stay tuned. That is coming up next. Okay, let's talk 2025 Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Cullinan is the SUV version basically of the Phantom, if you can call it that. Next to it is the sibling, the Ghost, but we'll talk about that later. But let's just start in the front here. You have, this one's the black edition, so pretty much everything that was chrome is not chrome, so it's all blacked out. Even the world famous Spirit of Ecstasy. And as you can see, it's very, very nice. You have, of course, these very elegant LED headlights. Of course, front parking sensors. There's that famous Bentley grille. And walking around this one is sitting on 24-inch wheels, which is crazy. Actually, excuse me, 23-inch wheels. Wrapped 255/40 on Pirelli Elite tires, which is crazy. Very massive rotor. Of course, this has air suspension. There is the Rolls-Royce emblem right there on the side. Let me take my camera off, my light off, and of course the turn signals right here. Integrated, of course, 360 camera on the side. There is, of course, the world's famous the coach doors right here, which they open, of course, this way. So, for example, to open them, this is how you get in to the back seat, which we'll go over the interior a little bit. I'm just going over the exterior of it for right now. And being a Rolls-Royce, you don't have to slam them, you just gently close them. And let's walk over the back. There is, of course, that beautiful design, very bold and in charge SUV. So let's take a look at the cargo area of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. And surprisingly, it's actually pretty good. And as you can see, it's a split tailgate design. And of course, this has a power. You can, of course, fold the seats from here. You can press this button here to fold them individually, obviously. And you do have a actually surprising amount of room back here. Of course, the carpet is insane. Everything is going to be insane about this car. So, and look at that. It even has a little star liner, which is beautiful and custom. And to close it, you just press this button here and everything closes together. All right, let's take a look at the interior of this beautiful Rolls-Royce Cullinan and go over all the insane luxury features. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's take a look at the interior of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Of course, this being a Rolls-Royce, materials are absolutely top-notch. Just look at that speaker grille, how everything is just kind of like see-through. Everything is just beautiful. Of course, the window controls, everything is soft. Everything look at that. You don't even hear it opening, which is crazy. Of course, these seats are power, everything. So let's step inside. Let's step inside this magnificent machine and look at the grab handle. It's actually up here, which is crazy. And let me turn off my light in here, and it is absolutely gorgeous in here. Absolutely gorgeous. There's a look at the Rolls-Royce key. And this is trippy for me, being able to hold a Rolls-Royce key. This is insane. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. You do have, of course, this infotainment screen. Look at that. Everything you touch in here, everything feels very, very premium. And let me try to zoom out a little bit here so you guys can get the full picture. And bear with me because I'm doing this with one hand, so I will turn on the light. There is a look at the infotainment screen. There is the world famous air vents, which actually are metal in this car. They feel ridiculously premium. I mean, everything in here. There is a door lock, what the door lock looks like. There's the hazards. There is the Rolls-Royce clock. And look at that panel there, which, let me turn the light off for a second. It looks very, very, very nice in here. Look at this. Look at the center controls. You have, of course, your parking sensors, your air suspension, so you can raise and lower the vehicle, the telematics. So here you could hit the home screen, and of course this is also being touchscreen. This, I'm sure, is running a heavily modified version of BMW's. Let me turn it back on because it kind of turned off on me. That's interesting because, again, this vehicle is, there it goes. All right, so it's coming back online. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. There is the mapping software, which is gorgeous. The resolution is actually excellent. This, of course, I'm sure it has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Oh, wow. These are touch-sensitive controls. As you guys can see, if I'm hovering over the controls, you don't have to even press them. You could just hover all over the buttons. These are the climate vents. Of course, heated and ventilated seats, because of course it will have that in a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. There is the control for the media controller, and of course you have your center console. Center console is nicely lined up, and there's the off-road mode, which I don't know anybody in their right mind will take their Rolls-Royce Cullinan off-road. That would be pure madness. There is the glove box. I mean, it's exquisite in here. Absolutely exquisite the way it is. This, of course, has the Starliner. Look at these look at this headrest. This is like a freaking better than somebody's living room. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful interior here. And let me step into the back seat, and I'll take the key with me just in case this thing locks up on me. And of course, show you the world famous doors. These are the controls for the memory seats. You have up to two settings, and of course you don't have to slam the doors. You could just gently put it up like this, and it's absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous. Everything in here, look at this, the materials. There is the Spirit of Ecstasy inside, and if I step in here, I actually, of course, fit perfectly fine. And of course, you can. You can close the door. You have. Oh, yeah, thank you. The door, you can actually close it with a button right here. Close that door, and it's absolutely cool. And there is the ceiling, the Starliner ceiling, which is beautiful and it's built in. Of course, this is all custom. You can actually pre-order this vehicle any way you like. There is that center console controls. There is the climate control vents. You have the heated seats. You have off, soft, medium, high, and max. USB-C headphone jack right here in the back. Of course, this would not be a Rolls-Royce if it doesn't have a tray table, which, if I can figure out how to open it, maybe it's power. Let's see. Maybe it is. I don't know. No idea how to get it open. Oh, it is power. And look at that. Oh, and you have your own infotainment screen back there. Look at that. This one doesn't do it, the passenger driver's seat, but that's insane. Look at that. Your own little screen to control everything. I mean, this is gorgeous. This is absolutely beautiful. And look at these little pillows. Literally, you got little pillows back here, which is insane. Absolutely insane. There's your cup holders. There's your little center console. And this has been my very unique look at the 2025 Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.